Hey, what's up everyone? Here's my most anticipated games of 2010, and I know we're already in the third month of the year, but I know I've delayed this for a little while, and I was thinking about not doing it all together, but I really want to do it. Want to share what I can't wait for in this year, so I'm gonna do a top 10, not top 20, even though I could fill top 20, but I'm fucking tired of doing top 20s. Okay, so I'm going to do top 10, and of course 3 honorable mentions. I'll just briefly talk over. But before I start, let me say, I know I've been doing a lot of top 10 lists nowadays and top 20 lists, but this is going to be the last one. I swear to you it is, unless I do a top 10 movies, but I probably won't because, I don't know, I can think of 3 right now that I can't wait to see. Captain America, X-Men, and freaking, okay, I can only think of 2, but whatever. And Battle Los Angeles, which comes out in 2 weeks, but whatever. So I'm probably not gonna do a movie one. So games, I can't wait for a lot of games this year. Not so much for movies, but you know, I am movie god, so you know, I should really anticipate movies. But anyway, let's get into this without any more delay. Let's get into the honorable mentions, which I'll briefly talk over. My first honorable mention goes to Brink, which is a new multiplayer-based game, which is kind of like Team Fortress, where it's all like assault class and all that stuff. But it also has elements from Mirror's Edge, where it's like a first-person shooter and a platform mixed together. But this time, unlike Mirror's Edge, where it was mostly a platformer with first-person shooting elements and a first-person, camera angle. But this one is mostly first-person shooting with platforming elements. At least from the stuff I've seen, it looks like that. It looks like a really fun game. Has a unique premise for a multiplayer game, but I don't know what the story is going to be about, so yeah. Anyway, the next honorable mention I have is Infamous 2, and before people give me crap because this isn't on my top 10, I didn't like Infamous 1. I really didn't. But this looks much, much better. It really, really does. I can't wait for it. It does look really good. I love the morale choices you get to choose from in the whole game. Like, they showed a bunch of them, and I was like, ooh, that's kind of cool. And some of the powers look really cool. The game looks great. The graphics are great. And the story looks like it could be actually interesting, unlike the first one, where I didn't really give a shit about it. So overall, Infamous 2 looks good. Let's go into my last honorable mention, which is Gears of War 3. I know a lot of people out there are going to say and look at this picture, what the fuck is that, but just go with it. Anyway, Gears of War 3, you're probably going to also say, what the hell, how come this isn't in your top 10? I don't really like the multiplayer Gears of War, and also, it doesn't look like it's going to be all that innovative compared to all the other ones. I mean, really, it just looks like the same kind of Gears, but, that's good, because I love Gears of War 2, I really do. Gears of War 1's a good game, multiplayer not so much, campaign is not as good as Gears of War 2, in my opinion, but I really, really loved Gears of War 2's campaign. Maybe not the story, but the story was okay, but really, I can't wait for this game, but it's not going to be in my top 10 because the multiplayer, and it doesn't look like it's innovating itself, but it's Gears of War, so it has to be good, hopefully. So, yeah, let's go on to the top 10, starting with, obviously, number 10, which is Fear 3. I can't wait for Fear 3 because I really liked Fear 1 and Fear 2, obviously. And also, I like the new approach you're taking with the co-op campaign kind of thing, where it's 2 people you get to play as, you get to swap between each one, and it just looks really cool. The only thing I have that might be a problem with this game is that it might lose some of the scare value because you're having a partner with you at the same time, and also I think both of them are like the sons of Alma, which is kind of weird. It might not make any sense if Alma's just scaring the shit out of these 2. I don't know why. I guess she's a bitchy mother, but anyway, I can't wait for Fear 3. Let's go into number 9, which is Ghost Recon Future Soldier. Now, this is a game that when I saw it in E3 last year, I was blown away. It was definitely one of my most anticipated games of 2010. Then it was delayed, and I kind of forgot about it. But when I'm looking at it now, it still looks really great, and I can't wait for it. Ghost Recon wasn't my favorite Tom Clancy series out there. Splinter Cell is definitely my favorite one, and Rainbow Six. Rainbow Six is great also. But I can't wait for this one because it looks great, and it looks like it's going to reinvent itself from that really mediocre series, Advanced Warfighter. Sorry, I think it's a very mediocre series. I know people are going to kill me, but I can't wait for this. It looks much better. So let's go on to number 8, which is Metal Gear Rising. I can't wait for this game because you get to cut people in a whole bunch of different ways. That's really all I need to say. I don't care about the story. I don't even care much for Metal Gear Solid, which is also probably going to get me killed. But, really, I can't wait for this game because you get to cut people. That's really it. I mean, it looks so awesome. Even cutting watermelon in the game. I saw that trailer where you get to cut watermelon just so perfectly. I was like, damn, I can't wait for this game. I want to cut some watermelon. So yeah, that sounded really bad, but I do want to cut people in half too, and cut buildings in half. And it'll be really cool how they do that, where you could be all strategic and cut buildings down, cut people in half. I don't know, cut some guys in half, take his organs, wrap it around some guy's neck, cut his head off, throw it at another guy. All right, I'm being a little too I'm being a little bit too excited for this. So let's go on to number 7, which is Rage, which is a game made by the guys that made Doom 1, 2, 3, Quake 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8, and all those other games. They made a whole bunch of games. I can't wait for Rage. Now, I can't say much about this game because they didn't really show much, but I can tell you right now, the way the creatures look are fantastic. The way the game just looks is amazing. And overall, I just can't wait for this game. I haven't seen much about it. Maybe I should search more up about it. But really, I can't wait for the game. I can't wait so much, I'm not even going to look up anything about it. Isn't that nice? Anyway, Rage, I can't wait for it. So let's go on to number 6, which is Red Faction Armageddon. If you remember last year when I did my E3 wrap-up and I told you what games I couldn't wait for and were pretty much my 2 most anticipated games that I saw on E3, it was Metal Gear Rising and Red Faction Armageddon. Obviously, times changed, and Red Faction Armageddon, I still can't wait for, but Guerrilla was fantastic. I loved Guerrilla. I really did. That was a game I kept coming back to for a few months. Don't play it that much anymore, but I did play it for like 6-7 months, and I really, really enjoyed it. The destruction was amazing. It was definitely a Michael Bay film, which is kind of funny because this is called Red Faction Armageddon. I can't wait for the sequels: Red Faction Transformers, Red Faction The Island, Red Faction Pearl Harbor, Red Faction. Yeah, you get the point. Anyway, so I can't wait for Red Faction Armageddon. It looks great. Love the new setting. Love the story too, where you play as the son of the main character from Red Faction Guerrilla, which is cool. The setting looks awesome, and the destruction's back, and all the new weapons are cool. So I can't wait. Let's go on to number 5, which is a big one. What is it? I don't know. Let's go on to number 5 and find out. Mass Effect 3. I know what you're saying, why is it only number 5? This should be number 1. Well, they didn't really show us much. And also, I should have mentioned this in the beginning, I will probably be doing another one of these in the middle of the month. I mean, in the middle of the year, not in the middle of the month. I'm going to do one every month and middle of the month. Bi-monthly, I'll be doing one of these. No. But I will be doing one probably right after E3, maybe July, just so, I have a month to see everything from E3 because I'm not going to. Just saying that. And I didn't see much from Mass Effect 3, but Mass Effect 2 was fantastic, so that's really all I have to say. Mass Effect 3 just looks like it's going to be fantastic, but I can't say much because I just haven't seen much. Just like Rage, I haven't seen much. Even freaking Metal Gear Rising and Ghost Recon we've seen for like once before. We still saw gameplay. In Fear 3, I mean, I've only seen that once and I saw gameplay. Mass Effect 3, they just announced it, so I'm going to give it some leeway, but they just announced it and it's coming out this November, which is kind of weird. So hopefully we'll hear some more about it in the E3, which we of course will. So Mass Effect 3, can't wait for it. Let's go on to number 4. Let's go on to number 4, which is Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception. Again, a game that will be higher later on this year, but because there's no gameplay or anything, only a freaking trailer that shows Drake going, "Yo, I'm badass, I'm Drake. What's up, Indiana Jones? How you doing?" So, I can't wait for this game. I loved Uncharted 2. Really liked Uncharted 1. Can't wait for this game. Looks great. Yeah, they showed a little bit of gameplay, not much though. They showed like, ooh, look at the new fire effects we have. And I was like, oh, that's fantastic. Good job. But, show us some more good gameplay, not this, I want to see environments that are bigger than my freaking house, okay? So, yeah. Can't wait for Uncharted 3, but they didn't show much, so it's only number 4. Now, number 3, which is Duke Nukem Forever. Of course, I can't wait for this game, even if it's gonna suck. I can't wait to buy my copy. I'm going to probably buy the Balls of Steel edition just so I have a part of video game history in my room with a big golden bust there and a big box that says Balls of Steel edition. I just can't wait for this game. I mean, it looks great. It's Duke Nukem. I can't wait. I saw the clips. Some of the clips made me fucking just laugh my ass off. All the spoofs with like Master Chief. They did other ones where it's just like monsters with tits. I just can't wait. Alright? I know I sound like a retard saying this. Oh, hey, look at the monster with tits. That's hilarious. Game of the year. But really, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be it's going to be, again, another Bulletstorm for me, where it's just going to be so much fun playing. I can't wait. Multiplayer looks really good, too, but, of course, we're here for Duke, and Duke is back, baby. Hail to the king. Can't freaking wait. I'm going to get the Balls of Steel edition. So, number 3 is Duke Nukem Forever. Let's go on to number 2, which is Batman Arkham City. What do I need to say about this except Batman Arkham Asylum, the game before this, was my game of the year of 2009. So, of course, if you're pretty much taking the environment of Batman Arkham Asylum and timesing it by 10, of course I can't wait. They're adding co-op, they're adding just a whole bunch of new villains, Hugo Strange, that's really the only one I know, but so far. And I just can't wait. Of course, I think Killer Croc might be back. Joker's back, of course. He's never going anywhere. Well, Mark Hamill might be, but the Joker's never going anywhere. And I just can't wait. Batman Arkham City is my number 2, but what could be my number 1? You probably already know what it is, but you know, I'm just gonna tell you. My number 1 is L.A. Noire. How many people out there thought I was actually going to trick them this time like I did in my top 20 best movies of 2010? How many? Come on, tell me. You thought I was going to trick you, right? No, this time I'm going to be nice. I'm not going to trick you. If you know what I'm talking about, then there you go. If you don't, then just don't worry about it. Yeah, L.A. Noire looks like an amazing game. The facial models are obviously, the animations are just amazingly awesome. And it's Rockstar. Do I need to say anything? I don't. Red Dead Redemption was one of my favorite games, not of just 2010, but of all time. And I can't wait for this. They're taking another thing I love, the freaking noir genre, and they're turning it into a video game, and I can't wait for a awesome detective game, kind of like Batman Arkham Asylum was. So, hopefully, this is going to be amazing, but it's Rockstar, so it's obviously, they made table tennis good. Come on. Anyway, there you go. There's my top 10. Hope you enjoyed it. Love all these games all equally, unless they all suck, then I guess I don't. So, anyway, thank you, and goodbye.